another studio vlog. So I thought I would open up with me painting the denim pouches I made in the last vlog. So here's just a look at all of them. They're all slightly different shapes and sizes so that each one is somewhat unique, which I quite like about it. It just kind of adds to the upcycled effect. I think one of them has a pocket. I thought it'd be quite nice to have one with a pocket. Um, and yeah, so as you can see, I have some white, some like light denim, and some just like regular denim colored. And then what I did was I drew out some thumbnails around the shapes of the pouches, and then I colored them in using like alcohol markers so that I can kind of see what colors will work well on which background. And what I did to protect like the backside of the pouch, I put a sheet of greaseproof paper in just to make sure if paint does seep in, it's not an issue. I haven't had any paint seep in yet, but it's always good to be safe than sorry. So yeah, that's what I did. I just cut out a piece of greaseproof paper for each pouch, and yeah, that's how I made sure to protect the back. And of course, I just tried to make sure that my desk stays as paint free while I'm doing it. And then I'm using Dalo Rowney acrylic printing medium just to help the acrylic be a little bit smoother, and it also means that the acrylic won't be as stiff. It won't stiffen the fabric as much as if you went on with plain old acrylic. Now you can use fabric medium as well if you have that, but I just have acrylic printing medium from doing screen printing, so I use that when I'm painting on fabric as well. And yeah, so I just mix. I think the mix is like 50-50, so like yeah, so I think it's like 1 part paint, half part medium, or it can be 50-50. So yeah, I just kind of eyeballed it about around that much whenever I mix it into the paint, and every time I put a new color on my palette, I made sure to add some more medium. And that really does help to make everything go a bit smoother, and it means that the acrylic won't really like crack as much, and again it won't make the fabric as stiff, which is nice. So yeah. Oh, and I also drew on the pouches with some like tailor's chalk pencils, or well, these are called dressmaker pencils. I just borrowed it from my sister since she had these, so that was really useful. And there's like a blue and a pink, so that really helped. I used the pink on like the blue ones, and then blue on the white. And yeah, and then I just went in. It was very like loose guidelines, especially with this pouch. It's just my rosy posies. I do my rosy posies in on all media, not medium surfaces, watercolor, acrylic, palette knife painting anyway, so this is more like my acrylic style for my rosy posies. And at first I started off with just 3 leaves, but I didn't really like how that looked, so I thought like a nice nest of leaves behind the flowers would be really nice. And yeah, I was really happy with that. And basically what I did was start off with 1 layer of paint for like each section, and then once I had that 1 layer of paint, the paint even went on a lot easier, because like it's as if it's been primed with that 1 layer of paint, because the first layer kind of soaks into the fabric, but then the others sits a little bit more on top of the acrylic like first layer. So yeah, once I did that, I just went in and added like say for instance the leaves, where I knew like say things would be casting shade, I had a darker green where the light would be hitting a lighter green, and then a white I just kind of blended in to create a stronger highlight. And then I added the veins of the leaf with gold paint, which I thought was a really nice touch, and I do like to add gold to things. And then with the rosy posies, you can see I'm just kind of like, it's very kind of impressionistic loose way of painting the flowers on. And yeah, so, and then of course I did a mushroom as well. Really like to do that. Again, same technique. It just was a little less textured. But again, start off with 1 layer and then start to add the colors like layer by layer. And I also added some dots in the background. I added some dots in the background with the rosy posies. My camera died though, so that didn't get caught. So when I speak to you in a bit, you'll be able to see that. I also had some dots on the mushroom just to kind of add something to the background so it's not too plain. And I made sure to sign each one like I tend to do with all my pieces. Yeah, nice and simple. I really like how these both turned out. You'll be able to see the citrus one in a little bit, like kind of after talk to you guys. Um, But yeah, I'm just trying to think of any tips I have. You don't have to use a medium when you're painting on fabric. But I just recommend to, just because it just makes it a bit easier to work on the fabric. Unless you're priming it. So like say in my fabric journal, I don't use any fabric medium because I tend to prime it with clear chalk primer or chalk primer because it's just a journal page. It doesn't really matter too much. But when it comes to things like this, I don't want to use like my primers on it, so I prefer to use the acrylic printing medium by Daler Rowney. This is the only one I've ever used, so I can't really say like how good it is because it works for me. It really does. It does what it says on the tub. But I don't really know how it compares to different things because I've never used anything else. But I think it's a pretty good one because even when I watch like screen printing videos, they tend to use that. So yeah, really nice. Yeah, when you're using acrylic, I mean, it's acrylic anyway, so it should stay fine. What I did was, a couple days like after, or a little while after they were made, I ironed them. Now, I don't know if that helps the setting process. I mean, it's acrylic, so I don't really think it should go anywhere. Though I don't tend to wash my stuff because I'm always afraid that it'll change. But anytime I have, they stay fine. But yeah, so I did iron them. I did make a mistake though with the citrus one, that when I finished, obviously the paint wasn't dry enough. So when I ironed it, some of the paint came off. So I had to like fix that. So I would say wait a good while if you want to iron it. Because if the paint isn't completely dry, it'll lift, and that could have been really bad. I was able to fix it in a way that it's not noticeable. The only person who can notice it is me. But yeah, that could have ended really badly. So yeah, just be careful with that. But I don't really think there's a need to iron it. And of course, like the more layers you add, the fabric could get stiffer. But with the acrylic medium, like the citrus one has a lot of layers. But with the acrylic medium, I find it still very nice and flexible. So yeah, yeah, the printing medium really does work, and it really does help. So yeah, I also added some gold to the mushroom one as well, not to the citrus, I don't believe. No, I didn't add any to the citrus, but yeah, I added some gold to the mushroom because I really like a kind of magical mushroom look. Um, and yeah, so and oh, and I also wanted to like kind of mention the designs that I have on the pouches are kind of like some of my go-to ones. So like when I make new ones, I'll do like different ones. Um, and yeah, which is why I have like my rosy posies and a mushroom because I always love to do mushrooms. Um, and like the citrus pattern. So yeah, that's why I picked those designs. And yeah, so let me know which one is your favorite. My favorite hands down is definitely the citrus one. Um, yeah, and then I think second place is the mushroom one, but I love how the citrus one turned out. I was really happy with that. So yeah, I'll talk about that more when we get to the citrus pouch. Hi and welcome to another studio vlog. So it is the 9th of December. I've already gotten some painting of the pouches done, which you would have either already seen or will see in a little bit. So I really like how these two turned out. I have some more to do, so you'll see more of that, or at least the finished products of it. And I have some Christmas tags to make. I've run out of all of them, so I've got some backgrounds somewhere. I've actually misplaced them. I think they're flattening somewhere. I just need to find where I put them. So again, I'll have like some of that as well in the vlog, so you can see how I was making those. And I'll actually be doing that straight after recording this clip. And yeah, I think that's it so far. I have a Maison market coming up this Saturday, which is why I'm doing up the tags and everything, and I want to finish at least one more pouch. I've started the lemon one, well, the citrus one, because it'll be lemons and oranges, so I'd like to finish this as well before the market, and then I could just do the others kind of slowly since I won't have any markets after the 11th. And yeah, I'm not too sure what else I'll be doing this month. I know I have a couple like personal terrariums to make, but yeah, I'm not too sure what else like work-wise I'll have, so I guess we'll just see as the vlog progresses. So yeah, I'm going to go and make the Christmas tags. I'll film that so you guys can see what I'm doing, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. So I've already talked about my process for painting the pouches, so I won't really go into that now. One thing I will say is that I know the camera died a lot, so I just wanted to say that when it came to like the lemons and the oranges, at first when I put in like the initial background, I found the cells, like the pulp parts, I can't think of the right word, wasn't really standing out enough, especially on the lemons. So I added some like white to the lemons and a bit more like a kind of orangey, yellowy to the oranges, because I found like there was just too much contrast. Like, yeah, it wasn't blending in a nice way. Like I still wanted contrast, but it just was too stark. And I didn't add any gold on this. I was going to, but then I thought it would just be too much. So yeah, same process. I really love how it comes alive when you add the highlights, and yeah, super happy with this one. As I said earlier, it's my favorite. And yeah, that's it really. So now for the Christmas tags. So I did do up like two sets of backgrounds. You'll be seeing me do like this one, just one. I did the other one off camera, but I'll show you both backgrounds at the end. And what I did initially, I used like a bunch of book paper and then some drywall tape. On this one is like circular drywall tape, and the other one I just used like a grid drywall tape. So they're slightly different. And yeah, I did that and then like covered the whole thing in chalk primer just so that it would be nice and primed. Especially since there was different things on there, like the book paper, the drywall paper, not the drywall tape, sorry. Especially with the grid one, like the circular one is very papery, but the grid one is like plasticky. So when you have a bunch of different things and you know you're going to use like one medium on top, it is useful to just prime it, which is why I use the chalk primer. And I put it on kind of thick so that it would also have like some texture. I think I use a palette knife and just kind of spread it all over. So yeah, so this background I went in with teal and purple and some white, as well as some like silver to add some nice touches. And then once that was kind of dry, I went over like the drywall tape very lightly with the brush to add some texture and to like kind of spread the colors around, because when you're doing a background for smaller items, you want to try to make sure that kind of almost every element of the background is all over, so that when you cut it, it's not just say one teal block and one purple block. So doing that on the drywall tape really helped to just spread that whole pattern and like background around, so that when I cut out the tags, there was a little bit of everything in each tag. So yeah, that's just a tip for when you're making backgrounds for smaller items. And then after that, I took a piece of drywall tape and just stenciled through it. Again, stencil through purple, stencil through the teal, and some white as well. I don't think I stenciled silver. I can't remember. But yeah, I didn't want the silver to be like too out there and like really pop, because this is a background. So you don't want the background to be too busy as well. Because if you're putting something on top. And another thing, if you find a background is looking really bad, really terrible, and say you were going to use it for like a bigger piece, cut it down into something. Like I've turned really ugly backgrounds into bookmarks, and it looks really nice in a bookmark form or a tag form. Um, yeah, and then the other tag, I'm sure you can see already, is like red, green, and yellow. So I wanted to go more with like a traditional look. I used like green, red, and like a ochre yellow, so it was a little bit more traditional, a little bit more vintage, with some white as well. And I also make sure and paint the background. So before you cut it out, I kind of made that mistake with the purpley one. I started to cut out and I was like, oh gosh, I need to do the back. So on the back, I don't add any textures because that's where people are supposed to write like the names, like to and from. So what I do is I just go over with the acrylic paint. I don't even prime it. There's no need, because that side is pretty smooth. So I just go over with the acrylic paint very lightly so pens can easily show up. Um, and yeah, so once you've done like the background and stuff, I made sure it was dry, completely dry, because then I run it through my Sizzix machine. Um, a Sizzix is a die cutting machine if you're not aware. If you would like to see more of this process a little bit more in depth, I will link a vlog where I kind of show you all the cutting and stuff. I thought I'll just show you the fun stuff like the painting and that kind of thing. But yes, so I make sure it's really dry because I don't want to get paint and stuff on my dies. And yeah, I have a tag that's like the perfect size. So I run that through, I cut that. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't want to get any paint on my dies or anything. So yeah, once that's cut out, then it's time to embellish. So I tend to use wooden elements as my embellishments. I find it's like the simplest way to do them up. And I can always find really cool like embellishments from like the Works, Hobbycraft, the Range, any places like those. And yeah, so I had some like sleighs, some snowflakes, some really cute Christmas doors, and some reindeer. And what I do is I paint the wooden elements with like watercolor pencils. I find that's like a really nice simple way instead of like pulling out paints. So yeah, I use watercolor pencils and then of course like blend it with paintbrush and water. And the moon, I just cut out a piece of cardstock, went over with some texture paste, then added like the darker like the craters with some gray and black watercolor pencil. I painted a piece of cardstock with gold to then put behind the door so it looks like there's like light. And then with the sleighs, I just cut out like a sack of presents kind of shape, painted that with some red acrylic paint, and yeah, really simple. Ooh, and when you saw me kind of using a palette knife to kind of swipe on stuff, I was swiping on texture paste just to add like some maybe blanker space or just some interest. And then I stick everything on. I like stick the cardstock bits to the wooden elements with tacky glue, and then I stick the wooden elements down with hot glue to really make sure that stays down. And then I just kind of add some like stars to the background of like the sleigh. And once I do all that sticking down and everything's stuck down, sometimes I edge the tags with stuff if I want to, sometimes, not always, but then I tend to add some pearl effects. So the pearl effects I use is by Dovecraft. They're really useful, love them. I have a whole bunch of colors: black, red, gold, silver, green, pink, blue, some pastel colors, white, that kind of thing. So I use that just to kind of like pull the whole thing together, and also to make the background look a little bit more interesting. Like say the reindeer, added their nose with the black. And then yeah, like say one time I had gingerbread men and I like added all like the little buttons and stuff with the pearl effects. So they're really nice. And I like to use them to add a finishing touch. Again, it's a really nice simple way, but it really pops. And when you do that, like when you put the pearl effects down, it's good to like flick the back of whatever you've like put the pearl effects on, just so that they flatten out so they don't dry with like this point. And yeah, oh, actually, I did edge the tags. I think I edged it with, oh, that's it. I used a silver marker and edged the tags, and I also went around the tag hole. That's what I did. I forgot about that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I also used a white Uniball Signal gel pen to add the highlights to like any points I wanted to. And yeah, I really love this set. Out of all the sets I've done this year, these are definitely my favorite. I really like how they turned out, especially the reindeer one and the sleighs are really fun. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. Uh, and yeah, I think that's it. So let me know which style is your favorite. Mine is the reindeer and the sleighs. Which one is yours? Also, I do really like the doors as well. But yeah, I'm really happy with this one. And yeah, and some of them went to the market, so that was lovely. Oh, and I also used some like these like kind of pearl drop things. I stuck those on the snowflakes. I like to use those to go on the snowflakes. I think it's quite a cute like detail. But yeah, anyways, love how they turned out. All done. You'll be able to see them all together at some point. And yeah, let me know which one is your favorite. So it is the 15th, and as I spoke to you before, I've done the Maidstone Market. I don't know if I touched on the other ones, but I've done all those too. And just wanted to say real quick that the Royal Star Arcade and Maidstone Market and any Much Ado markets or craft fairs coming up, I will be attending unless something comes up. So since my website is all rejigged, I have an event page that once new dates and stuff come up, I will put that on my website, so you can join my newsletter, or you can like click the notification bell, or however, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter to find out. But if you want to kind of get updates like that, you can always join my newsletter. So my website is linked down below. And yeah, so that is my market season finished. That isn't work done though. What I did was all of my market stuff, I gave it a good clean, washed the sheets that I use as like table covers and everything, so everything is like done and ready for the new year. And then I made sure to write a list of, say, products that needs to be made to like update my inventory, new products I want to try out, like have a trial with, because the terrariums did really well this year, but I can tell it's kind of dipping down. And I really hope you can hear me. The heater's on, and well, I'll turn it off for a second. But yeah, I want to have something that will hopefully catch on as well as the terrariums next year. It's always good to kind of keep things new, especially if I'm at like the same kind of markets. People might get kind of like used to what I'm doing. So yeah, I'll have some new products that I want to try out, and when I start to make them, I'll let you know. And then like things like leaflets, business cards, like that kind of thing, like how many bags I have. I know I need to make some more bags and order some more as well. And yeah, so I just basically just kind of wrote down what I needed to prepare for 2022. Yeah, 2022. And yeah, so sorry, I had a blank there. Yeah, so, and as well as like workshops, I already know what workshops I'll want to do at Much Ado, which again, I will have a workshop page, and once like dates have been finalized and stuff like that, that'll be put up there, so you can also find that out on the newsletter. As well as I would really like to do some like other classes next year, so as long as that turns out, again, I'll let you guys know. So yeah, I'm just kind of preparing things for the next year. So what I want to do before Christmas, I want to get anything that I've started done. So I need to finish the denim pouches. I have, I think, about 5 or 4 more, I can't remember exactly how much I had, to paint and finish off. And I also need to make the personal terrariums, the sundew terrariums. Might do that tomorrow, actually, I think. Yeah. And I also need to record a podcast for the new year just so that it's out of the way. Sometimes I would leave it kind of closer, but since with Christmas and everything, Christmas tends to be a 2-3 day, however long, affair with my family. So I like to, when I come back, just be able to chill. I really want to spend like the last week of December, like after we come back from Christmas, just kind of, if I'm creating anything, just chill creating, just doing whatever I want. So yeah, I want to write up my workshop plans for Much Ado. And even if I don't get like any of the all the photos taken and stuff, have it all written out, know what items I'll need to buy, that kind of thing. Finish off the terrariums, pocket denim pouches, and I feel like there's other things I need to pop into town just to get anything that I know I'll be needing for the new year, just in case there is a lockdown. I don't want to jinx anything, but yeah, I just want to get any like in-person buying out of the way. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. We're just going to be doing some prepping and stuff. Yeah, so I don't really know what else I will be doing because I have like just under a week before Christmas. My gosh, already. So yeah, there'll be a lot of admin stuff really, so I'm hoping there'll be some more interesting stuff to show you. I'm not too sure. I'll do more painting of the pouches and stuff. It probably won't all be in it, but of course I'll show you the finished stuff afterwards. And yeah, I do want to show you though the card that you've probably just seen me do. I made this for my friend. She likes cats, i.e. the cat. Yeah, I'll explain how I make this. I kind of just... It's a nice simple card. I wasn't really too sure what I wanted to do, but everything kind of fell into place, especially when I found this little cat wooden embellishment. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I thought it was quite cute. Yeah, so that was nice because I did spend a couple days kind of doing admin-y stuff, which was kind of boring, but needed to be done. So it was nice to kind of make something, and I might actually do the terrariums tomorrow. Oh, and I need to clean the studio. It's got threads and stuff for when I was sewing, and it just needs a good deep clean because I'm feeling a bit cluttered. So again, in the new year, it's a bit better, especially when I come back after Christmas. I just want to be able to do a quick vacuum because I know it'll be a bit dusty from me not being in here. The spiders probably would move in and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's good to kind of clean things up. But yeah, so I don't know what you're going to see next. I don't know if I'll film the terrariums because you've seen me do sundew terrariums before. I might just show you what they look like at the end. Yeah, honestly not too sure because I know a lot of it will be computer stuff or stuff that's like preparing for things that I'll have to wait until it's done to show you. So yeah. So here is the card that I made for my friend. It's a really simple card. I just went through like what papers I had, picked up a few. She likes orange and blue and like yellow, so I picked out some that would like kind of match those colors, and then I just tore them. I used a kind of decal edged ruler, so it has like a really nice, it's like a kind of jaggedy side of the ruler, so when you tear up against it you get a really nice like edge on your paper. So yeah, I used that just to kind of make it look a bit interesting. And what I did was everything, like all the elements, I inked with like orange. So I used my ink blender and to add like a touch of orange to everything so it would blend in really nicely. And I was able to find some like nice wooden embellishments to kind of work. She really loves cats, so I added that in, and her cat is black, so I thought it would be perfect. I sprayed it first with like a black spray, and that was kind of light, so then I went in with some like watercolor pencil, and that worked really nicely. And yeah, edged everything with orange, stuck it down. The papers I used like double-sided tape, like tape runner, and some tacky glue just to make sure it goes on. I did forget to stick the papers to the card base before I started to stick like the cat on, so I just had to use tacky glue to stick the paper to the card base. And yeah, and then all the wooden elements I use hot glue to stick on just to make sure it stays. Oh, and I like the sentiment. I put foam like tape behind so that it would be on the same level as the cat. Um, and yeah, and I really liked when I found that butterfly wooden element because it just looked like then the cat was kind of jumping for the butterfly. So I thought that was a really cute detail. And then I found some nice buttons that would go well, like wooden buttons, and I put just like some twine through the holes so it would look nice, like they were threaded. But I didn't cut it very like neatly. I just had the twine sticking out. I thought that looked kind of interesting. And yeah, it's a really simple card, but like when you put together all these elements, it looks like a lot went into it, which I quite like. I do like to make simple cards that looks like it's been really well thought through. Yeah, I do like to do that. So, yeah, I was really happy with it. I thought it was really nice, and I chose a craft uh card base because I just thought it was kind of everything kind of looked slightly vintagey like with the wooden elements and stuff, so I thought that would be kind of like a nice touch. So yeah, that's it. Again, really simple. Yeah, let me know what you think. Hey, so I thought I would just show you a few things before I end the vlog. I picked up a few things in town that I knew I would need like in the new year or just to kind of get for preparations for next year. So I got like these rolls of wrapping paper. These two are from Hobbycraft. It's like black and a dark teal. And then these two are from, I think, Poundland? I think. This is slightly like slipperier than the Hobbycraft ones. The Hobbycraft ones are more like craft wrapping paper. But I'll be using acrylic on these anyway. So this will be for next year because I think I'll bring back my like handmade wrapping paper for next Christmas. So I thought I would just get these before I completely lose them. The reason these were from Poundland is because there was a red, the Hobbycraft had black, red, dark green and a dark teal, but there was no red. So my mom got these when she was in town. So, and there's two of them because these are like 4 meters and the Hobbycraft ones are 9, so that it doubles up to 9. So yeah, so now I have some red, black and dark teal. I didn't get the green because I didn't really like the green. So yeah, I got those. And then I got like a pack of Hessian or like burlap canvas boards. This is to prep for a workshop I'll have coming up. I'll need a few more because like I like to show the steps so that the attendees have a visual. So I'll need to get some more. This is all they had left in Hobbycraft, but it's actually a 2-pack for £2, which I thought was pretty good for an 8x8 canvas board for £1 each. So that was pretty nice. And then I got these like incense cones to test out on my smudge bowl because I am thinking of bringing that back next year. They weren't really working out, but now I have a better idea of how to go about it. Yeah, now I have a better idea how to go about it. So I just wanted to see if it would do well with the cones, and it does. And then I got like a couple kind of embellishment stuff to make some new tags, but I've already I forgot I wanted to show you, so I kind of unpacked everything. So that's kind of already put away. It was just like some flower chipboard pieces. And I don't think I got anything else that I can remember. But what I really wanted to show you was some books I got. So if you remember my junk journals from last time, like the fairy themed junk journals, there was like 3 of them. I'll probably put up a photo so you can just see like what the 3 of them look like. I made them from old books, and what I do is I go to Oxfam and I ask if I could like check out the kind of throwaway pile section, because there's some books that like once it's gone through circulation through like the shops, the other Oxfam shops, and they haven't been able to sell, and it kind of gets back to where it started off from. They'll like give it away to like people who will either see if they can sell it, and then the ones that they don't want, it goes to like a recycling place. So I get those books because I don't really want to get books that's like on the shelf already, and it also means I get a deal as well, because since they're kind of to recycle anyway, they're not going for as much as they would on the shelf, and they tend to be pretty damaged and stuff, like really bad spines and that kind of thing. So I thought I would show you some. I went a bit overboard, I'm totally honest, because the price I was getting them for was really good. I actually ended up paying a bit more just because it's a charity and I really do like Oxfam. It's like the next step up from a library. It's fantastic. I've gotten quite a few books from there when I didn't want when I wanted to get a deal for like a book. So yeah, I went a bit overboard. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 books, and then like a bunch of like sheet music. So I got this one. I wanted to get like a few different colors. I was really hoping to get a green book, but sadly I was only able to get like blue and red, because last time I got a really nice like green book. So you can see like here how like the spines all like banged up. So I'm not even sure if this would have made it onto the shelf, just because it's in pretty bad shape. So yeah, but because I'm like going to gut this and stuff, it doesn't really matter if the spine's intact for me. This one is quite plain cover. Then this one's in actually pretty good shape. It's just kind of banged up on the corners. Then this one, again, the spine's kind of messed up a little bit. Actually, the outer spine is completely gone, so it's only like the inner part, like the binding is still there. And then this one, I really like this one because of the cover. I thought that was quite nice. And this was, again, this is in pretty good shape, so I'm guessing this is one that just wasn't able to sell. And then this one, again, this is in pretty good shape, but there's like the previous owner stuck a bunch of things in there, so like newspaper clippings and stuff, which I thought was quite cool, which would be like nice to even include in the journal if it works. So there's a bunch of like clip-ins and stickers, not stickers, like tip-ins of things that they've stuck in. So yeah, obviously they must have done quite a bit of like, I guess they use this as like Google, yeah, because now you can just Google stuff. So that's what those kind of things don't go very well. Then a Grimm's fairy tale. And what I love about some of these books is that like sometimes one of the pages, like the first pages, has a really gorgeous illustration in it. So like one of the ones I made for the fairy theme one was Alice in Wonderland, so it had, I think, Alice looking at the white rabbit. So like I included that in the journal, since that like went with the book already. So I do like it when they have those like little details. It's nice to include. And then this one, this is just the sleeve. It's just plain when you take that off. Don't know if I would use the sleeve. And then this one, this is really nice. Again, the spine's really messed up, but that's not a problem for me. And it's all like music paper. And yeah, and then I just got this lovely pile of music paper. Oops, gosh. Let's just open it up so you can see a bit easier. So yeah, really happy with what I got. Got it for a really good deal as well. yeah, so, and what also kind of, it kind of happens every time I go in there, because I still have some books left over, because actually I do have a green book in there, which is nice. I do have a few books left over, but I wanted to get some more because I wanted to make like a few different sets. Since they did go at the markets and stuff, they sold well. I even sold one online, which was nice. But as well, it's a really good thing to kind of show at my like workshops as like a maybe extra that you can buy, or like what you can kind of do with like my paper packs and stuff. So yeah, I wanted to make like a couple sets maybe that will either last me the year, or if I have to make more, that's fine. I'll have the books already. And I tend to go overboard because not only are they really nice books and I get a good deal for them, I start to feel bad for the books that no one's bought them. So then it's like, so then I buy more than I need, because I really did not have to get so many books. But yeah, I'm like, oh, but you know, there's always such a lovely book, and oh no, it's not gonna get, and it's just gonna get recycled. Oh, maybe I should get this one too. It's not too much. So yeah, it's kind of dangerous. I won't be doing that anytime soon because there's just so many. Thankfully I had space. I was able to kind of like rejig my storage to have space in my little trunk. But yeah, so it's a really nice selection, because like especially the ones that have stuff with covers, I'll just kind of like jazz it up a little bit, but the ones with plain covers, then I can maybe do more on. So yeah, when it comes to making them, I will of course have them in my studio vlogs and stuff, and whenever I finish them I do like a flip through video. Oh, and I'll link the fairy theme flip through video, so you can check that out if you want to see like what they look like. They're all sold out, but just so you can see what they look like. And as well, I'll just quickly mention that I will be happy to take any like custom orders. Like if you see any of these books and you would like this to be made into a journal, let me know. You can again message me, email me, whatever. All links and stuff like that is down below in the description. So yeah, just an update on what I was able to get done. I didn't really get as much done as I wanted to. I think I just got burnt out. I have like no motivation really to do anything. So what I just did was I ended up putting the designs onto the pouches, like sketching them out. The ones that need to be sketched out at least. So that's like what's an Afro girl is going to be on there. Jellyfish, I don't really know if you could see that. It's just some very like basic guidelines. So I just did that so that when it comes to painting I could just start. I don't have to do any like sketching beforehand. I'm going to edit the vlog after this, of course, and then also record and edit the podcast today, so that's all done before Christmas. Most importantly, I didn't want to do any last minute editing, so that's nice and scheduled. And I think I did some admin work, but I'm not too sure because I can't remember when last I spoke to you guys. But yeah, sadly I wasn't able to get the pouches done. I might just do them in like the last week of December, do that, finish that up. But yeah, so you'll be able to see the finished pouches on my social media, of course, but I'll probably show it in the next vlog maybe. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate, and a very happy new year. And I will see you guys in January with a new podcast. And yeah, I think that's it. So again, have a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate. If not, happy holidays and a very happy new year. Thanks for watching. Bye.